You ever get that feeling on a Sunday morning where the shop is so quiet it actually feels loud? Like every unfinished project is staring at you, just judging your life choices?
I think for most people, that's just called guilt, Tiger. But for you, it's probably the ghost of that mahogany cabinet you never finished back in '04.
Hey, that cabinet and I have an understanding. It's seasoning. But honestly, looking around today, I'm feeling less like a procrastinator and more like a kid on Christmas. My inbox is basically a wish list of 2026 tech that makes my current drill look like a manual egg beater.
Oh, here we go. Is this about the Festool reveal? I saw you staring at those battery specs like they were a five-course meal.
They basically are. Festool just dropped their 2026 lineup, and Alex, I'm telling you, they finally figured out how to make a battery feel like it's plugged into the Hoover Dam. We used to joke that cordless meant you had about 10 good minutes of ripping plywood before the saw started wheezing like an old dog. Not anymore.
I'll admit, the runtime claims are pretty wild. But let's be real. Festool prices usually require a second mortgage. Is the green and black tax worth it this year? Or can us mere mortals stick to our Milwaukee and Makita kits?
Well, the thin-walleted among us, myself included most days, aren't left out in the cold. Milwaukee is doing that buy more, save more thing again. I actually picked up a pack-out kit yesterday because my current organization system is basically throw it in a pile and pray.
Praying is not a storage solution, Tiger.
It's worked for 20 years. But seriously, if you're looking at that M18 fuel sawzall, now's the time to pounce. It's got enough torque to vibrate your teeth loose, but in a good way. And Acme is slashing 15% off Makita LXT tools. It's a good time to be a person who likes sharp, spinning things.
Transitioning from tools to the people who actually use them. I wanted to talk about something you flagged in the blog. We always hear about the labor shortage in the trades, but you found a different bottleneck. It's not just that people don't want to work, it's that there's no one left to teach them.
It's a massive blind spot. We've spent years shouting from the rooftops, telling kids to get into HVAC or electrical work because the pay is stellar, which it is, but we forgot that the graybeards are retiring. We have 40,000 openings a year in HVAC alone, and the instructors are vanishing.
So we have the students standing at the door, but the classroom is empty?
Exactly. If you're a veteran tech and your knees are starting to sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies every time you crawl into a crawl space, the industry needs you in front of a chalkboard. 2026 is becoming the year of the encore career. You're not retiring, you're just downloading 30 years of mechanical intuition into a bunch of 20-somethings.
I love that downloading intuition phrase, but check this out. Did you see what they're doing in Hamilton County?
The PHCC jail program? Man, that hit me right in the chest. They're teaching inmates high-level plumbing and HVAC skills.
It's genius. You take people who need a second chance and give them a skill that is literally recession-proof. It solves the labor gap and reduces recidivism in one go.
It's the ultimate fix-it project. You're not just repairing a condenser, you're repairing a life. I've seen guys come out of programs like that who have a hunger for the work that had put a standard apprentice to shame. They know exactly what's at stake.
Okay, shifting gears to the maker-mogul side of things. I looked at the E-Rank data you pulled. Wood is apparently the only word that matters on the internet this month.
It's a wood core summer, Alex. Don't ask me why, but everyone wants their house to look like a high-end lumberyard right now.
Wood core? Is that like cottage core but with more splinters?
Pretty much, but specifically it's white oak, walnut, and reclaimed timber. If you're an Etsy seller and you aren't using keywords like sustainable decor or custom wood gifts, you're basically leaving money on the shop floor.
I noticed a stat in there about personalization. You mentioned a 25% higher conversion rate if things are engraved?
People are suckers for their own names. You could take a scrap piece of pine, laser etch the Miller family on it, and suddenly it's a $30 heirloom. I'm joking, mostly. But seriously, the data shows that the more a customer feels like a piece was made just for their specific corner of the world, the faster they hit that buy button.
So, if I'm a maker, I don't necessarily need to build a whole dining table to make a profit. I just need to find the right niche, like minimalist shelving or engraved kitchenware.
Exactly. Find a small hole in the market and fill it with sawdust.
Speaking of filling things with sawdust, let's talk about Bench Week. You seem particularly hyped about the new Wood Whisperer course.
Mark Spagnuolo is a wizard, plain and simple. He's doing this trestle breakfast table course. Trestle joinery is one of those things that looks like it requires a degree in structural engineering, but once you find the flow of it, it's incredibly satisfying. It's all about the physics of the weight holding the piece together.
And for the people who aren't quite at trestle table level yet, the ones who are still trying to figure out which end of the hammer to hold?
Well, the Workbench series on YouTube just hit episode 8. That's the Mount Everest moment for any shop. It's when the frame is finally stable and the top goes on. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, like the feeling of that first truly flat surface in your shop. Before that, you're just working on tops of trash cans and old kitchen tables. Once the bench is done, you're a craftsman.
You mentioned a tip in the blog about buying tools that I think every beginner needs to hear twice. The must-have list versus reality.
This is where I wish I could go back in time and talk to 20-year-old Tiger. Don't go to Amazon and buy the top 10 suggested tools just because they're cheap.
So no all-in-one $50 toolkits?
Please spare yourself the heartbreak. If it's a tool you're going to touch every single day, like a cordless drill, a block plane, or a good set of chisels, buy the absolute best you can possibly afford. It should hurt a little when you pay for it. But if it's a specialized tool you'll use once a year to pull a specific bearing or cut one weird angle, go to the discount bin. Get the value brand.
Because a cheap tool you use every day will fail you when you need it most, but a cheap tool you use once just has to survive that one job.
Precisely. It's about being a surgeon with your budget so you can be a master with your hands.
So, what's the Sunday takeaway, Tiger? For the person sitting in their garage right now, looking at a pile of wood and feeling a little overwhelmed?
I think it's about realizing that every master you see, whether it's Mark Spagnuolo or that HVAC tech who can diagnose a furnace just by the sound of the hum, started with a messy shop and a lot of questions. Whether you're leaning into the trades, trying to grow an Etsy empire, or just trying to get your first workbench level, the only way out is through.
And maybe don't be afraid to be the instructor, even if you don't feel like an expert yet. Sometimes the best way to learn is to show someone else how it's done.
That's the truth. We're all just building each other up, one joint at a time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a seasoning mahogany cabinet that's finally calling my name.
About time.
Stay hungry, stay humble, and let's get to work.